first session of the very first recording of the very first campaign of Dire Rolls.
Yeah! Let's go!
I am your DM, David, joined by my lovely cast of Cameron, Louis, The Mood Zane, Ashley, Mel, and Josh. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure everyone else here at the table, thank you so much. Thank you for nodding. Thank you so much for being here for our first live stream. I'm sure everyone's excited. I'm just happy that we were finally able to get everything going. So before we get started real quick, I just want to pass it up to anyone else. If you have something big going on, any future cons you're going to be going for or anything like that you'll be at, please feel free to go ahead and holler it out.
Anime New Mexico will be there, as well as Lore Master Entertainment, May 27th through the 30th, if I remember my dates correctly.
There we go. All right. Anyone else?
No.
All right. So, again, thank you for coming, and let's roll that intro.
Come in, you losers!
D&D, let's go! I could have sworn I left that other D4 here.
Okay, guys. Fireball. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. Rolls are ready. Get to the table.
Welcome back. Oh, all right. That's what happens whenever you start talking too much. So, welcome to Stirkt, a continent of technology, magic, and still untamed wilderness by that of the gods. We open on a fresh midsummer's day, birds chirping, well, depending on where you live. And we hear the small footsteps of a halfling by the name of Linus as he stretches awake. So, Linus, as you wake up, explain kind of your living situation. What does your room look like?
It's nothing too fancy. Kind of just, I mean, by most people's standards, it probably would be considered like a really bad, like, walk-in closet for most people. But for me, it's, it's a studio apartment. Got my bed over there in the corner. Just, something low to the floor, just simple. And, just maybe a small chest, something just to keep his, one or two changes of clothes in. His wraps, his, quarterstaff is up there by his bed, just kind of sitting there waiting to be used in training. It's actually in an attic, an old attic above a tavern that nobody really uses anymore. So just kind of like hidden away, but he gets to come and go and do as he please. So, and he's pretty sure the tavern owner knows he's there, but since he's not, causing any trouble, keeping the pests down, it's all good.
All right. So, you do hear a commotion coming from downstairs. It's a little lively, more so than you're used to. But you do get the usual smells of not necessarily the best quality brews and subpar meals, but you can smell them wafting as you kind of look out your crawl space window and see that the sun's a little higher than you meant to sleep to.
Ah, crap. Mezcal's gonna kill me. I'm late for training. So, yeah, I'm just gonna think I'm gonna go downstairs and just grab my stuff and just head out.
Okay. As you head down the stairs, as quickly as you can, the noise seems to get louder and louder and almost out of place for the quality of tavern that you're in. Almost as if there's a showman that came through town and decided to stay at a cheaper place.
Oh god, another entertainer.
Standing what looks to be on a makeshift stage is what you can roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
This race isn't necessarily one that's commonly around your hometown.
Okay. 12.
12? You can tell they're elven in nature, as a bard seems to be strumming a tune. And as you come down, Victorian,
Alright.
what are you playing?
What am I playing? See, that's the thing. I've been thinking about this all week and I haven't come up with a single thing.
Oh, you're good. Roll me a performance check.
Alright, we'll do that. Oh,
What we got?
that is a 23.
A 23.
Nice.
All right.
Off to a good
So,
start.
Yes.
yeah, good start. So, you are captivating this audience of midday drunkards and well underpaid bar staff, but definitely drawing a crowd. Occasionally a tip hits the rickety stage you're playing on. You can go ahead and add 1 silver and 5 copper worth of coin. And as you're playing this song, what instrument is it played on?
It is a lute.
It's a lute. All right. So, as you're strumming your lute, go ahead and roll me a performance check as you see quite a few patrons rolling in.
Alright.
Nope. Go ahead and re-roll it since it jumped out. All right.
Stage ready.
That's 15.
A 15. All right.
Still good.
I was about to say, still a pretty decent roll. So first and foremost, this one wasn't the hardest DC to meet for perception. You see a very large bullvine-looking individual moving his way, ducking under every once in a while to keep from hitting his head on some of the lower hanging candle fixtures. Accompanying him, well, I would say accompanying, more like following behind him to avoid the crowd that's formed. Looks to be a decently armored woman behind him, as well as one that you just barely catch out of the corner of your eye, who has much of her face covered by her hair. Rolt,
Hello.
as you are making your way through this crowd, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. It's a roll, definitely.
That's the number.
Yep. Come on, phone.
That's a number.
You said perception check?
Yes.
That is going to be... Where the heck is my perception? Come on. There we go, elemental P. That is going to be a 15.
A 15. As you are stepping forward, just about as you reach the front of the crowd, You stop your massive foot as you hear, almost from underneath it, ah!
Oh!
And as you pull back, you see what looks to be a rabbit, but standing on its hind feet.
Oh, excuse me there, my little friend. I did not see you there. Please forgive me.
Oh, how short-sighted of you.
Well, yes, I do have, this nose in front of me that does block my vision. Please forgive me.
And as you're kind of looking down on this rabbit, as you're not used to seeing this kind, he jumps to meet your eye contact.
Oh!
And goes, listen! Lands on the ground. Jumps again. Don't look down on me! Lands on the ground. Hops back up. Now! And then with this, he's actually going to land on your horns.
Oh.
That's a 19 on dice. Yeah, so he is now standing on you going, how's it feel to get looked down on?
Well, I'm a minotaur, and most people see me as monsters, so I'm actually being used to being looked down on, proverbially. Please forgive me, my small-statured friend. I'll be sure to go and look up to you always.
Give me a base charisma check.
Just base charisma?
Base charisma. Because you're talking, you're not trying to persuade, you're just talking to him.
Fair enough.
So give me a base charisma check.
Okay. 13.
13. He's gonna look at you, and his
What is it, my left horn or right horn?
he's on your left horn.
Okay, gotta tell us the right way.
As you tilt, he kind of grabs frantically for the horn.
Don't. Oh.
With advantage, because Haragon.
I didn't mean to tip
Perfect.
him off.
He's a small creature. Your slight movement to look up at him is a big movement for him.
Fair enough.
Well, he luckily grabs on to the bend in your horn. He looks at you, his expression quickly changing from fright as he was starting to lose his footing, to one of oh, am I the bad guy? As your words have kind of reached him. Oops. And he goes, oh, my bad.
You're okay, friend. Tell me, does this place accept four-legged creatures as well as two-legged humanoids?
What are you asking me?
I turned back behind him. John, Molly, are you still there? As I am looking for the kids.
As you turn, I need the both of you who weren't expecting that to make acrobatic checks. Or,
No. Oh no.
I mean, I'm tall enough.
Wait, hold on.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
we'll get to you in a second, Louis. What'd you roll, Ash?
Hold on. It may not be as bad. It may not be. It was that one, by the way. It may not be as bad.
We're off to a great start, adventurers.
All right, what'd you get on the dice? 3. All right, and Louis, as you are the first instance in our campaign of our new mechanic, what'd you roll?
1.
That brings up the dire roll.
Yeah.
Now then, go ahead and roll this. Now, the fun part about a dire roll is our friend here is about to roll our massive d20. Now then, depending on what he rolls, it's a flat d20. It can either make things worse for him, or it can make it extremely better. Now, if he rolls a nat 1 on the dire roll, it's considered an immediate success. So, let's see if that nat 1 is sweeter than a nat 20. An 8. All right, so
It was some authority.
as we go through, what was your total? 4 total. All right. So then,
Off to a great start.
as
At least it wasn't in combat.
our Minotaur friend decides to turn around to call in a couple unknown names to everyone, the two of you get kind of stumbled backwards. Strella, as you stumble, you end up finding yourself almost essentially in the arms of a very large male orc who you just so happen to knock his drink out of his hands. And Evangeline,
Uh-oh.
you not only stumble backwards, but you hear a very loud crunch as you hit the ground. Do you want to look at what you fell on?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So-
fine.
As you
I've just got up on
slowly
stage.
stand up, give me a perception check.
Did I sit
Sin-
on anybody?
Oh, not.
I
In a
hope
second.
not to, because they would be broken. Fuck this dice.
Do I dare ask?
What'd you get?
It was a 10.
A 10. Okay, that's not too bad. Only
Plus-
reason you had to roll perception is
Perception.
you're
I get
wearing
14.
armor, so the only reason why. What's the total?
Perception was 15 actually, so not as bad. You were
Okay,
going in
so
dice jail.
so
First
15
dice
total?
go in jail.
15 total? Okay, perfect. You feel a slightly warm liquid kind of come through some of the chinks in your armor. You continue to stand up and look on what you fell.
I love how we have an official dice jail.
So as you can see her slowly standing up, Strella, what's your reaction to falling into this lovely orc's arms after spilling his drink?
I'm sorry. And I pointed at the Minotaur. I didn't expect him to stop.
He looks a bit upset with you. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
14.
14 total, alright. Man, this dice favors 19s.
It's not good.
He looks at you and goes, "Yes, but you are easily broken." So, before we start initiative,
Oh, wait, what?
Evangeline, as you finish standing up, do you look behind you?
I'm a bit scared too. Sure.
As you look behind you, the first thing your eyes come upon is a very distraught-looking human child. And as you look over, you find it was a pie that you fell on.
So my
pie.
And
so
as you
my
look a little
arse is covered
further
in
up,
pie.
the table that you had fallen on looks to have a bit of a chunk taking out of the side wing. Hence the crunch you heard.
You're heavy.
And then next to that looks to be a very upset female human, who you could ascertain is the child's mother.
My apologies. I was not expecting the Minotaur to turn around and startle me.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage, as you are facing a mother's rage.
Oh god,
She's a Karen. Am I dealing with a Karen?
If she was a Karen, she
You'll
wouldn't be
find
upset
out
at
in a
her, she'd
second.
be upset at the party.
Oh man, here we go.
Retail life.
Retail, man.
Oh no, what is it?
What is it?
hold on. You said persuasion, right?
Yes, with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
A three on dice?
No, it was a 2 on dice.
A 2 on
3
dice.
total.
Well, it's with disadvantage. Did you roll twice?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
The other one was a 9.
Okay.
Evangeline, no.
Evangeline,
I
yes.
just got up on stage.
So that's a 21 on her part.
Am I gonna get decked in the face?
All right. So as you are calling in the two unknowns to the rest, Everyone go ahead and roll me initiative. As
Gosh,
a
dang it,
chain
Rob.
event has started. As the orc's drink fell, it sprayed across a gnome and his girlfriend. As the table got crunched, the legs gave way, knocking into one of the barmaids who was carrying a full tray of food, spilling over what looks to be a small mercenary group.
What is this, Final Destination? We got a Rube Goldberg. Okay.
Okay, this is fine. It's fine.
All right,
Let's see.
everyone,
Here we go.
Yep.
roll me initiative.
Alright. Yep.
Got it.
Oh boy.
All right. So, this will be a very simple, it's not a big room. So,
Please do not hurt me.
Fight, bar fight,
We're not-
bar fight.
We're
What
not
does that
here
need to be made aware of?
hurt anyone. Please do not hurt anyone.
Nah, this is where the fun begins.
this is where the fun begins.
It's so exciting.
I'm going to bully you. How are you gonna do that? Give me your money.
All right.
This is gonna be fun.
So then,
Alright.
This is gonna be a
Please don't
simple
die yet.
visit.
Can I
So
get
then.
good rolls?
Victoria, if I may see your figure on stage, wrote with your little Aragon friend. Then patrons, the gnomes, the orc. Drella, may I see you? As you are starting essentially in the same space. And then one of the mercenaries who got all the food and drink spilled on him. And the Karen.
And the Karen.
Told you she was Karen.
You just reached the footsteps right here. So then,
Evangeline.
and Evangeline, you get to be right here.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you forgotten about me, but
And Evangeline dies. Congrats. You sped run D&D.
I don't even make it one.
First
Congratulations,
Well,
we have our
30
first
minutes.
death of the campaign.
I don't even make it 30 minutes into the session and I'm dead.
Just was it even 30 minutes?
It hasn't been, it's 22.
Oh.
All right. So, we'll go ahead and just start from left to right. Roll. What'd you get?
17.
Rope got a 17.
19.
Strella, 19. All right. Evangeline,
11.
11. All right.
My first
Victoria.
success roll of the night.
All right. 16. Lioness,
6.
6.
He's just there like.
You're still kind of waking up, and
To be fair, he literally just walked down the stairs.
he did.
He was just like, bro, what the fuck?
And the only reason you're stepping in here is because of the deal you had with the bartender. And you see a fight. You know a fight when you see one.
Yeah. I gotta step in.
All right.
Yeah, cat.
And then the orc.
Oh, Lord.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
I see.
Here comes my bouncer duties.
I'm seemingly unarmed. Just so you know.
Wait, wait.
Alrighty.
To
So,
be fair, first one is not my first.
first, second, third, fourth,
Of
Fifth.
course.
sixth, seventh, and eighth. Alright, so first up is going to be the orc who is currently holding Strella.
With his arms just like this, and I'm just there like.
He is going to strength contest to pick you up.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not going to be as difficult.
If you would
one,
like,
is it?
you can use dexterity to try and wiggle instead of strength.
Yes, please.
Alright. So it'll be your dex versus his strength.
What is it?
Right.
Acrobatics or?
Yeah, acrobatics. Alright, I'm telling you right now, you have to beat a dirty 20.
Eh.
Oh?
It matches.
Alright, defender wins in a tie.
Wow.
So, you can feel his hands moving from a motion to now trying to reach in on you, and you're like, huh, no, as you drop down out of his reach
Nice.
to make your move away.
Nice.
Need some music for this?
Oh yeah, battle music might work.
Instead of normal tavern music.
Ah, we're keeping the chill vibes during a fight.
It's a British fight, very posh.
Here we go. All right.
Hey, put up your dukes.
That sounds like
Sorry.
Boston to me.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. All right. So, as he has missed his chance, essentially now just hugging his own chest, he looks a bit shocked and kind of keeps pace with you to try and keep you from getting away. Next up, we have the mercenary, who is freshly drenched in some less than quality ale and a couple accoutrements of food.
Bar fight.
As he stands up, okay, why? And
I don't know if I like the look on your face.
he takes a look at you and the Karen and goes, okay, as he rears his hand up to attack. And
Pointing at the Karen.
he will sadly miss, but you see his hand whiff past the Karen's cheek as he thought it was her, who dumped all of the food as the barmaid is just looking terrified at this point. That was his movement and everything to get up and kind of get ready for that. Next up, we now have Strella.
I take the disengage.
Disengage. All right. So, as you disengage from him, he's trying to keep up with you. About how far do you want to move?
Right behind the stage.
Right behind the stage. All right. If you would like to.
Backstage passes.
Oh,
Hey,
real quick.
Hello.
Come on, wave the chair.
The curse.
Now I,
Bardic
now I can start helping y'all move if you cannot reach your characters. So, as you go behind the stage, are you trying to weave in through the crowd, or?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna be like this, and I'm just gonna start. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Okay, so you're gonna try crawling through legs?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. 15. All right. Rogue's gonna rogue. So,
Rogues, man.
you are able to make your way through. Now, the people who you're kind of scooting through their legs, most of them can kind of see you. You might bump into one every once in a while, but you look back and it looks like the orc's trying to search for you through the crowd.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Please don't tell the orc. Sorry.
All right. Anything else?
New York.
All right.
I'm just gonna crawl behind it, and I'm just gonna look at Victorian and just I don't even know his name. I'm just gonna be like, just gonna go back.
Give me a perception check.
If you see me at all.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Alright. Not bad, an 18.
18. Yeah, that beats his stealth check. So yeah, you can see Strella looking up at you going,
It's the chick at the bar saying, I don't want to be with that guy.
I got you.
yeah, got you, bro.
I'm covered in everything, and you can see my eyes just going. I'm gonna duck back down.
All right. As you duck back down out of sight, Rolt.
I would like to actually make an insight check and just kind of scan the bar and be like, is there any way of saving this, or is it full out brawl and I need to get out of here?
Okay, roll that insight.
That's a 7.
You think it might die down on its own? You've known orcs to have a short fuse, but they kind of calm down.
Okay.
As far as the few that you haven't seen drenched in blood.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm assuming since the stage is here, the exit is that way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna move back that way towards the exit because I got to get to John and Molly.
Okay. Are you doing this carefully so as not to run anyone over?
As much as I can with my size, my 400-pound, 7-foot frame, yeah.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics check as you try to make your way through.
Acrobatics, okay, cool.
What'd you get? A natural 20!
Yes! First one of the campaign, y'all!
Aren't you wearing heavy armor?
That's only on stealth, not on
Okay,
acrobatics.
good, that's right, the noise. Alright,
Yes.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, it says disadvantage and it only has it
On
on
stealth.
Yeah.
You're good. Alright, so you are able to make your way through. I'll even say the Haragon's kind of helping you there, as he was almost stepped on you and he's kind of going, move out of the way, move out of the way, move out of the way. Kind of a little siren on your horn.
Oh, he's still up there, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take special care with that nat 20 as I reach the door to duck, so he doesn't have to like go any lower.
Okay, we'll just count that as your
Cool.
turn if you would like to end it there. Alright, so, y'all have seen smaller races kind of maneuver through a crowd with ease. You've never necessarily seen a Minotaur move with such grace.
Don't expect to see that ever again.
So, as you reach the door rope, Victorin, are you still continuing to play, or have you
I'm
kind of
trying to
stopped?
play. Alright,
Are you gonna
show's
shake it up?
over.
Okay, so do you want to use your free action to put your loot up?
Yeah, free action,
Okay.
put my loot up. And I'm going to go over to my new friend here. Help me.
Are you gonna do it stealthily, or just step down like nothing?
I'm stepping down like nothing.
Are you trying to act like there's nothing going on?
Yes.
Give me a performance check as you leave stage.
So graceful.
As he talks about nothing.
That's a 23.
23, yeah. You look like you just finished a set, and it's like, I'm gonna let this be. I'll just do a general check. Bartender. Yeah, he just thinks like, man, this half-elf is really chill under pressure. As some of the patrons have now started to kind of move towards the side of the building, as their way out has kind of been blocked by a Minotaur.
Oh.
You reach the door.
Okay, that was
because you
my
have to
movement.
go, you have to weave through people.
Okay, that's fair.
So the ones who didn't get out before you are now kind of like, if I stand close enough to this big guy, I'm pretty sure the other big guy won't come over here. You do have a few like humans and other elves just kind of right up against you.
So long as they're not, fixing to hit me over the back of the head with a chair, we're fine.
Oh no. You can tell they're more scared of you and everything else in this room at the moment. They're just kind of like, nicest, biggest threat. We'll stand next to you.
Fair enough.
With that, the kind of stealth advantage that you got from the crowd is kind of dispersing. So the orc who's still scanning will not see you. With that, anything else?
He just looks at Sterling and is like, yeah, I'll help you get out.
Just gives you a double thumbs up.
Okay.
And
So, okay, so you just want to use your action
Yeah,
to
just-
say,
yeah,
alright, followed up. We now have the Victorian. We now have Evangeline. You are
Are there
currently
still-
staring down this Karen who is at this point fuming with rage. For reference, she got a nat 1 on her initiative check. She is, as you're looking at her, you've always wondered if humans can foam at the mouth for real, or if that was just a myth.
And she has proven this myth true. Okay.
Yeah, as she can't decide between you or the merc who she wants to scream at first.
I mean, he did try to hit you.
Are you going to try and persuade her?
I am going to try to persuade her, and
No.
I will. I'll do whatever I can to cheer up your child. I'll buy him a new pie, but I must say that mercenary is kind of an asshole.
Alright, go ahead. I will let you have this with advantage as the mercenary has swung on her.
Okay. Don't fail me now, assholes.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Was it advantage or?
It's with advantage. What'd you roll?
6 and 7.
All right.
Do you want to borrow some of my dice?
For disadvantage. It is a good thing that was disadvantage. It was a nat 20 and then a 3. So she will fall for it.
Thank goodness.
She looks at you and goes, I'll talk to you later! As she then turns and, almost as if out of magic, reaches into her overcoat, grabbing something and then flinging it out. And anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna quietly, while she's distracted, I'm gonna quietly make my way and blend into the crowd that's along the wall.
Roll me a stealth check.
Because my dice betrayed me.
The old mason jar of dice.
The old mason jar of dice.
The dice dragon got you.
And
Better.
was... You said stealth?
Yes.
Go that way. One more.
Eh.
Okay, there we go.
Stealth. 11.
Alright, Karen with disadvantage as she's currently looking at somebody else. Wow, okay. And then the mercenary. Okay. The mercenary doesn't see you as you stealth away. The Karen looks back at you as you try to stealth back and go, I told you I'd talk to you after this! Don't move! You just continue moving. Alright, are you moving back towards the gnomes, or where are you moving? Oh, if, actually, I'm gonna do this real quick. Because he was on your horns.
Yep.
I'm gonna move over, like, closer. I'll join behind the stage, like.
So you're gonna go behind the stage?
But along the wall to get there. I don't
Okay.
care if it takes me 2 turns to get there. I will get there eventually.
Okay, so that'll take your action as well as your movement. Are you okay with
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to make your way around, and you do find a couple others currently behind the stage as well.
I'm just crouched down.
All right. After that, we now
Bits of an asshole.
we now have Linus.
Alright,
It's a
so
dream come true,
seeing
isn't
like
it?
what's
Yes.
going on here and everything, can I like, cause I was coming down when it just basically just kicked off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You
So
just reached the foot of the stairs.
In shock.
alright, so quick question. The mercenary group, the Karen and the big orc guy, are they like regulars in the tavern?
Roll me a perception check. Things are kind of rowdy at this
Yeah.
moment, and you're a little low to the ground.
It's fair. Perception, I get advantage. That's 17.
17. So the orc looks like a regular. He comes here just about once a week to twice a week. The Karen looks like the type to come, but you tend to kind of ignore them so they don't talk to you. You can tell the mercenary group, they're not necessarily regulars, but you're used to mercenary groups of all types coming through.
Alright, so I'm gonna take and yeah, I'm gonna take and who real quick, who looks like they're like the most pissed?
Give me an insight check.
Like between the Karen and the big ass ogre or orc.
I was saying ogre would be a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
bigger
yeah,
than
a lot
that.
bigger, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you said an insight?
Insight.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's 4. Good advantage on this.
Good thing for advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, good thing for
That
advantage.
is a
That
good
is a 23.
23. And what exactly were you looking for again?
Just to like see who's more pissed between these.
The Karen would
Okay.
look the most upset
Gotcha.
currently. Next would probably be the mercenary, who is now kind of locked eyes with the Karen. The orc looks angry and frustrated, but not to the same level as the other two.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna take and use about half my movement, up to about like halfway between them. They're like, if y'all got a problem, you need to take and step it outside now.
As you holler that, the Karen doesn't see you. She can hear you, but she can't really see you past the crowd trying to shuffle and move. However, the mercenary got a nat 20, locks eyes with you, and says, "Stay out of this, short stack."
Oh no, you didn't. Now look back at him and say, "Get the fuck out of my bar."
Roll me an intimidation check.
Okay. My bar. Roadhouse.
Yeah, bro.
Ooh,
What do
that's
we
a
got?
21.
21. All right. So, as you do this intimidation check, you can hear laughter coming from the other three mercs who hadn't stood up yet, and they're heckling him. And he's getting a bit more upset, almost like they're working him up on purpose. As he will have advantage on this check.
Oh no.
It's a form of pack tactics with certain mercenary groups. Some of them like to give each other little jabs in the ribs. Others like to spur on trouble. And with a 20 total, you'll see a shift in his eyes. As he goes, "Whatever." And then he's immediately going to look back at the Karen. Almost as if he's ignoring you.
Alright.
Well, that was your free action
Yep.
and half your movement. What would you like to do?
Is there enough space for me to take and get? Well, yeah, because I'm a halfling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna get literally right between them.
Okay.
And for my action, I'm gonna take patient defense.
Patient defense. All right.
I love how everybody in this group is just like, nope, conflict resolution, and all of our viewers are probably like, God, just punch somebody. Well, screw you guys, we're not chaotic stupid.
It I don't know. It might happen.
What
And
happened?
He's gonna look.
Uh,
Oh God.
with that, it is now the Karen's turn with a grand total initiative roll of 3.
Yay!
She still unaware of you. She doesn't even know like who the merc was talking to. If anything, she thought he actually. You know what? Let me do that. She couldn't see who he was talking to. Okay, she could. It was a nat 20 on her insight. She could tell that it wasn't her he was talking to. But that's gonna push her in more of a tizzy. You will not look away from me when I'm talking to you, young man! As her swift action, she pulls her purse from outside of her overcoat
Oh no!
and attempts to slap him in the face.
I'm thinking above the stage.
You good? So a nat 20.
I'm thinking over the stage because this is
Me too.
Oh.
I'm just like,
What was that?
so the three of us are just going.
She connects. Not only does she connect,
Not only does she connect.
I want you, since you're the closest and you see this happening as a POV from a downward perspective or an upward perspective, roll me a quick perception check.
Oh
Oh, no.
That's a brick.
As I will describe it through your vision.
Got it. Okay. Perception. Okay. That was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You can tell there's a little something extra about this bag. Working in the bar, you've kind of learned some of the self-defense items that people can bring in with them, you catch underneath a small bit of torn leather a metal glint coming from the base of this purse.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Oh no.
As
Just the three.
So lead weight.
not a wood weight.
I said lead.
Oh. For a grand total of 6 damage.
Ow.
As you hear a metallic
Kink.
ding as it dents the side of his helmet,
Holy.
sending him to the floor.
Should have got dental.
Did you actually say yes?
Dental insurance.
As he falls to the floor
I really
unconscious.
need better dental insurance.
with a natural 1 on his con save.
I'm gonna lean over to Victoria. They really should have asked him better dental insurance.
That's what I'm saying.
And then her
And barber
free action,
insurance.
she's going to go and look at the other mercenaries and goes, "Do any of you want this?" As the mercenaries that you saw kind of ribbing their friend just a second ago go
It's just.
and scoot their chairs back away from the table. And that's going to end her turn. Now then, the patrons are a little more stuck to the side now, so everyone who's currently involved in this altercation is kind of there. The rest have kind of made their way to the side as they don't want to break a window to escape just yet. The gnomes standing next to the orc are going to make an insight check and see if it was on purpose or not. Okay, the girlfriend who is now trying to calm down her boyfriend, as she got at least a 16 and he got a 4, is currently trying to start a fight with an orc.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
This is
You know what? Hold on, strength check.
listen here, you little.
She cannot hold on to him.
Oh no.
The orc going.
She got stroke.
You are going to hear familiar in the sense of it's a common note played in Magic when it comes to bards. And you are going to see a hand appear. It's a lot more visible than Mage Hand. As he rolls the hit, I will let the two of you confirm this. Natural 20. As this ethereal hand gains form. As the orc looks over, and as he's turning, it's almost like he meets it with his cheek. As just rings through the bar.
What spell was that?
Big B's hand.
Big B's hand.
Clapper.
Oh, okay then.
Dealing 8 damage as it sends the orc reeling about 5 feet from him. And the only thing that can be heard from the girlfriend after that is, "Oh no!" As you can see her using her entire action to escape underneath your legs.
Yep.
And run outside. And she is currently out of view.
Go fast.
Now then, at this point, there's a bit more of a commotion happening outside as more and more people have kind of gone to the window to see what's happening in this bar. As there's not a whole lot of entertainment that necessarily happens around the lower side of town. And with that, you hear the bartender go, "Come on! It's the 5th time this month! Linus, do something!
I'm working on it.
Well, work on it faster!" And he's going to essentially what most of you would recognize as an early monophone. And he's quickly, as much as he can, turning the dial frantically. You get an idea of what he's dialing. Everyone else, bit of a commotion to see what he's doing. And with that, we'll go back up the top of turn order with the orc, who is now deciding who's a bit more of an interesting target. As he may not have seen you, but he did see someone come off a stage without moving away from it, and then someone in decent armor go behind the stage. And the room is pretty clear now. So I'm going to give you an option, even or odd.
I'm thinking odd.
Odd? It is even.
10.
So, he's going, no, that's good. You wanted it to not be odd.
Okay.
He's going to go, fine. I'll get that witch wherever she went later. It's your turn, small fry. As he's going to take his 5 foot towards this dapper gnome.
Oh, I don't know.
And he's going to just raise his massive fist and try to break down on him. As the gnome will quickly move just out of the way as the air brushes past him. The orc, okay, so you got moves. As he then reaches back with his second hand and tries to slam down. With a natural 20. Why?
At least
Go ahead!
Wait, where?
It's over here.
Oh.
What the
How? It's
How
not
many
us.
is
It's
that?
not us.
Somebody in the chat, how many nat 20s has this guy rolled so far?
At least none of you have been attacked.
2 or 3, yeah.
Can we give you some of the dice
So-
for that prison over there?
Alright.
I don't want them roll. Yeah, I
They're
don't want them
all
rolling.
white.
So that will be 5 damage to the gnome.
Bomb.
As he is then going to have to make a strength check to keep from being pushed back. And surprisingly meet it. As he almost takes it like a champ. Actually, no, that's 10 damage because it was a natural 20. Which means that was 16 damage on the orc. I can math.
Math is fun.
Me?
So then, as the gnome kind of rears back and gets ready in a boxing stance, the mercenary is going to make another con save to see if he wakes up. And he was still sleeping, nice and soundly, with a dent for cushion. So,
Got
Is his
dental.
is his first name Harvey?
Strella, it is your turn.
Can I look around? So, there's a wall here, and then there's just a bunch of crap over here.
Yeah, the bar's right over here.
Do I see another exit aside from windows?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, since I'm kind of hogging up or bull blocking the other one.
Um, 15.
15. Alright, that's not too bad. You can see near the bar, there is a set of stairs.
Up? Or
Yep, up.
Is there a crowd behind me?
Yeah, but they're against the wall. They've made it into an open mosh pit, essentially. Trying to keep as far away from the action as they can.
The orc isn't staring at me. I'm gonna go ahead and, alongside my newfound company,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Psychic Whispers. Or, I'm gonna use Psychic Whispers.
Okay.
Hold on. 1 hour. Okay. So, these two can hear me inside their head.
So, Evangeline and Victoria?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, there's a set of stairs over there. The fuck? I'm just gonna look at them.
How does the interior sound?
Huh?
How does the interior voice sound as it rings through their head?
About the same
Okay.
as what they hear. So I'm just looking at them. They like, if they don't know, it just sounds like I'm talking to them really clearly. But since my face is all covered, you can just see my eyes. you'd probably be thinking I'd be talking to you really, like, clear. Like, that's a really nice
Both of you roll perception checks.
It's not a single digit.
10.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
It's,
That's my first low roll for the night.
you said perception?
Yes.
Okay, that's 15.
Okay.
It's
You
not a
think
single digit.
Victorian thinks, man, she is really good at talking in a loud room. And you get the idea of, if she was talking, wind would at least be pushing, or her breath would be pushing her hair. Her lips aren't moving.
There's a stairs over there? Or we can, the orc. I don't want to mess with the orc.
The Karen?
Yeah, but I don't want to mess with the orc.
I don't want to mess with Karen. Let's just take the stairs.
Wait. This brings in a fun part. You're linking into her head, right?
Yes.
As you do, as you link into her head, why? This is interesting company. And you can tell it's coming from her head.
So it's a third voice?
It is a secondary voice in her
Do
head.
I hear this voice?
You do not.
So
I'm the one that's
I just
linking.
hear Strella, and that's all I hear.
Mhm.
Yes.
What? I feel like I'm missing part of a conversation.
We can settle this later. Evangeline, we should probably take this one's advice.
Agreed.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to stealth my way where Linus just came up. Or I don't know which. Is there like 2 sets of stairs where Linus?
It's just the one. It's a really rickety building.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to stealthily move over there.
I'm very
Okay, so
confused.
this will be. Are y'all trying to move stealthily as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this will be a group stealth. The lowest will be your score.
Sorry, guys.
Do
you
I
can't
have
use
to?
mine.
Do I have to roll?
Everyone roll.
Oh God.
Well,
Okay, that's the highest roll I've gotten.
Hey, I mean,
let me get this
And that's a
first.
14.
Victorin.
I got a 22.
Okay,
15.
so
I got
Hold
the highest,
on.
and I'm not in room.
So because I'm in armor, I have a disadvantage. So do I still have?
you still have to roll disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Please be good.
Wait, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Because there is someone currently looking for you as you're trying to move.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Wait, me specifically?
Yep.
The
Karen.
orc?
The
The
Karen.
Karen. She told you not to move.
Look.
She did say the guy's helmet.
Should have gotten dental. Oh, that's better.
14.
So it's 14 and 14. All right. So as y'all are moving,
Because some of my dice are a nice job. These are bad.
I told you to stay still. As I need you to make me a dex save.
Me?
Oh, no.
As Karen gets another swift action.
So is she a retired adventurer? What in the heck?
No, she's a Karen.
She's a Karen. This is actually a race in my world.
Can I do a strength check instead to catch her purse and
What'd you roll on the dex?
5.
5.
6?
Had you rolled
But-
high enough, I would have.
Because
Oh, dear.
if I have a 7, it may not make much difference, but it's not a 6.
So, now she rolls to see if she can hit you. Does a 20 beat your AC?
Yes.
Dirty, not natural.
Okay.
It's like, of course it would. That's all as high as you can get. But yes.
Alright. So, it's less damage when thrown.
Oh, she threw it.
Yes. 4 damage as it
All
tinks
right.
into the side of your armor.
Ah.
First. Alright. But you can continue moving.
Alright.
Though y'all are now seen because of the scene from Karen.
I look back at the room.
Yeah, you look back at the orc, he is still locked into a fight with a person a tenth his size.
I'm gonna put on my
I'm,
my hood.
I'm gonna. pick up her purse and like yeet it away from her, so she has to fetch it.
Okay, so you're gonna use your action to throw it,
Yes.
just in a random part of the room.
Random part of the room.
So you're just kind of
Preferably
picking up.
without people.
Okay.
Specifically without people, because with my luck, it would take.
It's not a really good
Go
roll.
ahead and make me a ranged attack roll.
Even if I'm aiming for somewhere without people?
Specifically to see about where it will land. I'll let you take careful aim, so you're trying not to hurt anybody.
So would
I
that
can-
would
So
not get
that will be with
advantage.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage, you're trying not to hurt basically a crowded room.
That's close enough. What would I do that with? 7? Would that be a
It would be your
dex?
dex. Just dex.
16.
16 with your lowest? Okay.
There we go.
So you are
Finally.
able to throw it pretty far away from Karen. Now give me a strength check to control the distance.
And that's a 15.
15? Okay, yeah. You throw it with a decent amount of force, trying not to hit anybody. And it kind of dings, but you don't hear a second fall sound as you look where you threw it, and the purse is currently in the wall.
The purse is in the wall.
Currently above, 2 feet above one of the other patrons.
My wall!
As you hear a very distraught bartender.
My purse.
So, as you've continued to the staircase, you make it that way. People kind of move out of your way so you can get to it. I'll just account this as y'all's turns, respectively.
Yeah, we're all just gonna go.
Let's see here. So, that will skip down to, which one? Victorian already took his. It will be Ralt. As you have now made it to the door, after seeing a female gnome rush through your legs.
Did I hear her going, oh no, oh no, oh no, as she was
Yeah,
running out?
she was not being quiet.
Okay, when I see little people running and they're screaming, oh no, instead of, oh no, like, instead of just like, you know, like, oh no, danger, like that, like she had like determination, oh no. She knows something's good that I don't. I'm not the smartest Minotaur, but I'm smart enough to realize when other people think there's danger. So I'm gonna keep going through the door and get the hell out of there, and I gotta find John and Molly.
Okay. John and Molly aren't necessarily in your sight, as you remember that you had sent them on shopping errands.
Oh, I thought they were with me the whole time, dang it. This whole turn of events that could have been avoided. I'm sorry, everybody.
You did tell them to meet you here, but it seems like it's taking them a little longer than expected.
Can I turn back as I'm getting to the doorway and letting other people pass? Can I turn and make like an insight check and see what's going on in the room and everything? Or is
yeah.
everything at a glance?
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Okay. I think that's insight. 18.
18. Yeah, you can tell that there is an orc extremely angry with a gnome, who are both currently fighting, and you see a floating, almost ethereal yet physical hand near him. You see an unconscious mercenary with a halfling kind of standing over him, with a very foaming at the mouth looking Karen. And you can see in the distance a group of 3 trying to go through the door.
I'm like pushing them along.
Would it cost me an action to go and look up at on my horns at the Herringbone, you said is what he's
Paragon?
called? Paragon? And speak to him, or?
It would just be a free action.
Okay. I'm gonna look at him and I'm just gonna go, is there any glory in a bar fight?
He's gonna look really confused as he's never been asked this in his life.
And I'm looking at it with just like, you know, I'm asking like an actual serious question, just,
What part of town are you from?
not this part.
Then no.
They go, okay, and I'm gonna dip out.
Okay!
Well, do you not want to fight?
He's gonna drop down.
Okay.
As you're leaving, give me, for your action, give me one more perception check.
Whew, that was almost in that one.
I mean, you want nat ones.
You don't want to see.
I know.
You
You
don't
said
see it
perception?
Perception.
18.
18.
Just-
Yeah.
You don't
So-
see it coming.
As you're deciding to leave, a man just about in as much armor as yourself, with nothing more than a long sword on his hilt, passes by you.
Okay.
Surprisingly stopping you cordially.
Hmm?
And that's where we'll end your turn.
Okay.
Like he puts his hand kind of on your chest plate and just asks you to wait for a second.
Okay. Am I out of the door at least?
You
or-
are. You
Okay.
are now in the street.
Good. At least other people can get out.
Now then, as turns move on, there's a pretty loud commotion coming from the street as you look behind you as it looks like a regiment of town police guards have been,
Oh, I got out just in time.
We hide. This is why we hide.
and this is where initiative will end unless someone wants to try and attack someone one more time.
I'm good. I kind of want to hit the Karen.
So,
We'll let the full brunt of the law hit Karen, okay?
No,
As-
I want to psychologically fuck with her.
I mean, I can't. They're not gonna know that I was the one that threw the dagger.
as essentially the police barge in through the door, the crowd, there's a mixed reaction between the audience here in this type of town, this type of area of town. Some of them are relieved to see them. It's at this point you might hear a couple breaking windows as some of the other patrons may not like the cops, as just distraught noises can be heard from the bartender. The gentleman who had stopped you takes his helm off. The name is Ossier. I was sent by the Adventuring Guild and told that a group of adventurers was given a letter to meet me here. As you would remember, about a week or so before this, you did receive a letter from the guild letting you know to meet at this specific tavern. By chance, have you seen any adventurers enter this tavern?
I believe a few followed me in, yes, but they are, looking back at the bar, otherwise preoccupied.
What's your name?
I am Rhodes, the Mule Slayer.
Oh, good. You were one of the ones I was supposed to meet with. Thank you.
Oh, excellent. And what was your name again?
Ossier de Leon.
That is right. Your name was mentioned in the letter. Forgive me, I did not know how to pronounce such an exquisite name.
It is fine. I'm not from Sterkt, but it is a nice place. If you could, please follow me.
Of course.
Why were the cops showing up in such force?
Bar fight. Is there really anything else to say?
He just looks at you like... Our guildmaster, Wally Centric, really likes to choose the funnest places.
Lively, I am sure.
Yes. So, shall we?
Of course. I do have two of my wards that are supposed to meet me here, though, so...
Oh, that's perfectly fine. They can sit in.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're supposed to meet me here at this bar, so should we wait here for them?
We are going into the bar.
Oh.
Back in.
Okay. Just got out of it.
At this point, cops are taking notes. The Karen has now turned to one of the cops, who was kind of berating both Linus and her. I want to see the captain of the guard for this. You have no right to barge in here and try to detain me. On what grounds? What grounds? And the guard at this point just kind of covers his face and looks over to Linus as you've been kind of more cordial. So, who started it? And you would kind of recognize some of the cops that have come in.
Best I can figure is somebody spilled somebody's drink, somebody sat in somebody's pie.
Why are you talking to him? I demand to speak to the captain of your guard. And he's gonna put his hand up and go, did she do anything?
I mean, she didn't the dude's helmet and knocked him out.
Oh, good. Assault. And
Give me a reason. Give me a reason.
the officer of the guard is going to immediately turn to the Karen and go, ma'am, you're under arrest. You can't do that! And And as she goes to swing with her hand towards the officer, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Okay. 22.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this almost as if it's happening in slow motion, and you get this glimpse from the guard's look of, I've been waiting for this day. And she makes contact, and the guard lets off a specific whistle that you would recognize as, this is the one. As both that guard and two others immediately tackle the Karen to the ground and detain her. At this point, her screeching is all but understandable. Some guards have kind of approached y'all as y'all try to like move up the stairs, and kind of taking your questions or taking questions like who started. Female guard approaches. There looks to be all human as far as what you can tell. So, what happened?
Do you want to elaborate, or should I? Well, it seemed like a bit of a misunderstanding. You see, the one that is unconscious currently, well, let's just say, the Karen apparently whacked him pretty good.
Okay. Well, she is currently being taken care of.
That's good.
Might you tell me what else happened?
Well,
Why does this one have pie on her armor?
she tripped.
Vegetation?
What was that?
Prestidigitation cleaned her up.
Okay, why did that one have armor?
It's because we had a Minotaur we were following.
So a Minotaur started this?
No, he stopped because he was looking for someone. We were behind him,
And
he
we were thrown
stumbled
off
back
balance.
as he turned around.
We were.
Long story short, the orc and the Karen started all this.
We did not.
The orc and the Karen.
We
Yes.
did not put
And
hands on
the
anyone.
one that's unconscious.
Roll me a deception check.
Alright! I'm
I
good
hope you're
at
good.
I'm good at these.
This is what I'm good at.
Been waiting for this.
Oh no.
Alright, that's
I'm pretty sure you're gonna beat it, because even with her advantage on perception and insight, I rolled a 1 and a 3. So how well are you
22.
persuading her?
22
goes,
is my deception.
He was such a hard worker too.
Well, it happens
His
to the
boss
best
is
of
probably
us.
going to be upset if we arrest him. But we'll
Shame.
at least have him spend a night in the clink. Well, thank you three for your honesty.
Anytime.
If you could please just wait here while we finish up.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, thank you for your time. The guard that's now getting up from after tackling the Karen near you, Linus, the one who you saw the look, he's gonna go, okay, so. Stop it before it gets out of hand next time. We have a deal with your boss, but next time we may have to cause more issues.
No, I understand. I was just coming downstairs. I kind of overslept and heard all this, but I'll work on it.
And just from behind the counter, thank you, officers. Linus,
Yeah.
wake up on time next time.
I'm gonna like. So the stairs. So is there like a wall here, and we're just like sitting on the stairs, basically?
I mean, if you wanted to be up like a stair or two, you could be.
Because I kind of want to peek out to see what's going on. Just like.
Oh yeah, you have full view of the room at this
Yes,
point.
sir.
You're not too
As
far.
they
up.
mentioned, I was like, oh shit, bye.
So, at this point, Rolt is coming back into the room, and y'all basically you can easily see a Minotaur entering the room. Standing in front of him is a man who's also well armored, with nothing but a long sword on his hilt. So, I was told to meet members of the Adventuring Guild here.
I give a little wave from my corners.
Oh,
Oh, so you're with the guild as well. Uh-huh. And you as well.
Yes.
and I heard there is a lioness.
Yo. We'll ask him.
And you can see he's looking around at medium creature.
Down here.
Oh! My sincerest apologies. But, if we could, as the point, tables have kind of been moved with panicked patrons.
It's okay. I'm grabbing some and looking for some sturdier chairs.
If you could all please have a seat. I have important news from the guild. About the hour and a half mark?
Yeah.
Okay. And before we get into the chat, we're going to go ahead and take a 15-minute break, as we will be right back. we're back. Thank you
Yeah.
for your patience. So, as we left off, Asia de Leon had met up with our ragtag group of adventurers after a very lively bar fight. As a table was brought over, and as some of the waitresses and bartenders are moving around, getting the tables back in an orderly fashion, well, at least the ones that are still in good repair. As Alcier sits down, he waves at each of you to join and have a seat at the table. Do you approach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sit down.
Alright.
Finding the sturdiest chair I can.
As you go to sit down, one of the barmaids goes, one moment. As she runs over and grabs a second chair to sit right next to it.
Thank you.
We don't want to lose any more furniture today.
I do not
And she
want to
just-
cause of any destruction.
She just, quickly leaves. So, as each of you have kind of sat down and got comfortable, it is nice to meet each of you. My name is Asia de Leon. I was sent by the guild to essentially give warning to different members, but to also give you an assignment. From this moment until the assignment is completed, you five have been picked together for your different tactics, skills, and abilities. Some of you for your sturdiness, others for your trickery and skill in combat, others for your persuasive tongues. Now, as it would be befitting, and he's going to remove his helm one more time and sit on the table, I would like to get to know each of you better. I will not be traveling with you, but I will meet up with you every so often to report anything that you may have found or done to the guild. Think of me as your unattentive father who comes back for Christmas.
That'd be a step up.
Oh, I was hoping to make a joke, I'm sorry. So, anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll start, well, I guess, with the bull in the room. Rolt, was it?
Ha, now that joke I understood.
And as he goes
Well,
to
that's
turn
offensive.
and look, go ahead and describe Rolt for everyone.
Rot the Mule Slayer. He is 6'11", 400 pounds. You'll notice that he has a massive frame of a human. He is wearing armor. He does not have cloven feet. He has what appear to be humanoid or human legs. And you notice from the exposed part of his neck up underneath to where goes his helmet, he is very red colored hair. I mean, as red as Victoria's vest over there. You also notice that his horns, they seem bigger than an average minotaur's, but you also notice they are very well kept, as if he goes and polishes them, waxes them, etc.
So you polish him every night?
Not every night.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You gotta
once a
give him a break.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a bit like you humans with your mustaches and your beards. You know, you don't oil it or treat it every single day. You do it every other day or some such. You know.
Oh, okay.
What does that look for?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure someone in the
Don't
comments
worry about
understood.
it. Don't worry about it.
But continue.
But I'm a paladin of the Order of Tauros, and I am here at the behest. And he reaches back and pulls out the letter as well. And I'm still waiting for John and Molly to join us. Hope it did not get lost. But yes, I look forward to working with you. You all seem to handle yourselves in this fight rather well. I don't think anybody took any. Well, almost everybody didn't take any hits. So this should be interesting when we get into a real glorious battle.
Hot.
Well, it is nice to meet you.
I took damage with my pride. I
Um,
took damage.
is she alright?
Great question. I do not know. I have only just met her myself.
Okay. Well, my headguard wearing friend is Batetan fashion, is it correct?
Yes, for desert travel.
Oh, okay. Please, introduce yourself to the group.
I go by Strella.
I do apologize. The covering makes it a little harder to hear you. Could you speak up for me, please?
I go by Strella.
Strella.
Yes, I was also sent, and then she also reaches down and takes out, like, and puts it in the pile where, if you dropped it right on the table, with your letter, I just put it right there as well. I was also sent here by the guild.
Okay. And as, go ahead and describe.
Yeah, Strella's like wearing this like garb, or just meant for desert. Like she's wearing like loose, kind of like brown and off-white colors. There's a chain, like with a flask of water on her as well. But you can barely see anything except for like her eyes, and even then. But she has like reptilian eyes, like glowing yellow eyes. But she's just sitting there. She's kind of a little, nervous and all that stuff. Especially since she's sitting right next to the Minotaur. She's just, yes. So that's my introduction.
Okay. The one complaining about sitting in pie. What's your name?
Evangeline Rosewater. I was training under my mother for the longest time to learn the ways of the Grave Cleric. My brother was apprenticing under my father to become a master blacksmith, and I've gotten a request from the guild as well, and I put the letter on the table.
And at this point, go ahead and take time to describe what she looks like.
Evangeline has long dark hair and bright green eyes. Her eyes are... It looks like she does not sleep very much. Like, there's circles under her eyes and everything. And she's wearing, like, dark browns and dark reds with a small little cloak.
Okay.
Forgive me, Evangeline. You said you were a grave cleric?
Is that a problem?
Forgive my ignorance, but you're not one of those death worshippers, are you? Like the ones who's excited to see people die.
Ringing kind of from the back of your head, you're gonna... I don't think this one is the sharpest horn in the herd.
No.
I think so.
You'll have to forgive my ignorance.
So, as a reminder of the mechanic.
Yeah.
Alright.
So if my fingers are on my head, I'm speaking to this inner voice telepathically.
So if she is speaking with me as I talk as her inner voice and her fingers aren't on her head, that means that you're only hearing her talk to something.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if it's like this, it's specifically in her head.
No, I am not the sort of person that gets excited. I am not the sort of person that encourages for people to die. I'm more the last resort. If you do die, you don't.
Please forgive my ignorance. I am only familiar with those of the life domain. My mother was actually a life cleric. We did not have very many experience with other domains, so please forgive my ignorance. This is a learning experience for me.
Well, Evangeline was a nice introduction, and I'm pretty sure you'll get to learn more about clerics.
I do hope so.
Anyways, would you like to introduce yourself? If you want to insight check,
I'm going
you
to
can.
insight check that.
What? Oh.
No. Ozier's. 4. You can't make heads or tails if that was insulting or not.
Alright, my name is Victoria. I am a performer of sorts. And quite the elegant speaker. There's not much else about me other than I got also called here.
Performer and an adventurer.
Yes.
And then would you like to physically describe Victoria?
So Victorian is a half-elf bard who has long white hair, silvery blue eyes, and very scrawny in his stature. He wears very fine clothing and has several rings on each finger, and just very eloquently dressed, and has a very eloquent personality.
All right. Well, thank you, Victoria. It was very nice.
Thank you.
No, my short-statured friend.
Yeah,
Introduce yourself to the class.
I didn't get no damn letter, that's for sure. Yeah.
As you say that, you're gonna hear from the bar.
Maybe if you check the mailbox every once in a while.
As- Let's see here. Even the background. All right. You've known your boss to be kind of a card shark from the past, and has his own. You've seen him do trick shots with cards. Your letter lands almost as it was thrown, like right between your arm and your armpit.
Oh, there it is. Alright.
Yeah, what do you know? If you check the mail, you get a letter.
I got it. No, Linus, if you can't tell already. You know, I'm a monk-ish, kind of being trained as one. Been, you know, looking to get out and see some things, go some places, you know, do some stuff. That's kind of why I joined the guild anyway.
Oh.
No problem, honey.
I was gonna ask about that in a second.
You know, just looking to take in, I guess, go out, see the world, maybe make some coin, and you know, just I guess try and do some good along the way, maybe.
And go ahead and physically describe Linus.
Okay, so Linus is 2'9", curly hair.
Nice catch.
That was not intentional.
Welcome to being a monk.
Yep.
Curly hair, but not like tight curls, just like kind of scraggly curls. He's not dirty per se, but you can tell that like he's not 100% like, you know, spick and span clean. You can tell that there's a few like light face marks, maybe from where he's gotten roughed up in the past. Emerald green eyes. Kind of wearing something similar to this. Kind of a green tunic with leather arm wraps and his quarterstaff, which of course, you know, towers over him. With leather wrap around that. So you can kind of see a. You know what? No, I'm not going to describe that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll leave that for later.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that good introduction, my friend. Now then, on to more pressing news. As Saskia kind of looks around the room, By chance, is there a more private room in this establishment?
I mean, there's the storeroom.
The storeroom.
I mean, where we keep the barrels of ale and shit. I don't need the tavern.
Would it be okay if we went there?
I don't know.
Yo, boss.
What?
Can we borrow the storeroom for a second?
You gonna break anything this time?
Nah.
No.
I didn't break anything in the first place.
Fine, but if anything goes missing,
I know.
I only crushed a child's
Alright.
hopes and dreams.
he pulls out a set of keys and goes over towards the storeroom and unlocks it. Alright, just let me know when you're done so I can lock it back up.
Aye, we'll do.
Did not know humans showed affection in that way. I thought that was insulting.
I mean,
What?
Well,
What did I miss as the DM?
well, I noticed the bard was going and patting the grave cleric, going, there.
Well, I had said that the only thing that I destroyed was a child's hopes and dreams.
and then I went there.
Well, even anyways, shall we move to the more private room?
Yeah. And just waiting us.
He's gonna get up. Am I gonna need both of these chairs?
Unless we're standing, yeah.
I would probably say standing would be the best.
Sounds fine with me.
Perfect. So, if you could,
Yeah.
it appears you work here. Could you lead the way?
Kind of. Just yeah, take it out.
Work here? He pays his rent.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, you're 2 months behind.
We had an arrangement.
Yeah, you arranged to pay.
And I take and keep people from busting shit up.
Yeah, look how good you did this time. Strellick's
I just
It's-
keep walking.
the awkward silence.
I feel like I'm
Asina
partially
follows
blamed
suit,
for
and I'm
this.
assuming everyone else follows behind. Perfect.
Yes.
I'm gonna go and stop before we head down that way. I'm gonna wait one of the barmaids over. Be like, if you see two children come in, named Jack, or excuse me, John and Molly.
Give me a. I'm gonna 1 out of 4.
1 out of 4?
Yeah.
2.
2.
I don't know.
All right. I actually had personality traits for some of these.
Oh, okay.
So you said 2?
Yep.
All right. All right, honey. What was their names again?
And
John and Molly.
John and Molly.
Yep.
All right. I'll keep an eye out for them.
They'll be siblings. They are easy to tell that they are brother and sister.
What race are they?
You'll recognize them. They'll be different. And I'm just gonna say another word.
And as you're walking away, there's a lot of different people who come here.
Just keep walking.
Tip my hood.
what?
Yeah, just take him down to the storeroom that's kind of like underneath the bar.
Oh, then. Hopefully, no prying eyes. And as he says that, he's going to do an investigation. Alright, decent.
Do any of you have detect magic?
I tried to look. I was like, what am I doing?
I was looking around.
I do not. Unfortunately.
Neither do I.
It is fine. We shouldn't have too much of an issue. So, there's been some strange happenings going across Stect. We've gotten word from some of the leadership in Drake in regards to a massive shift in the weave. We've heard tales in Tyler from the Giants that the land almost seems as if it's moving unnaturally in spots. Batet has been reporting, in their words, strange occurrences. And even Creek has been experiencing more bandits attacks than in past history. We have other adventurers and groups moving around and helping to essentially share the workload. But each group has been assigned a senior member That would be my role. Where we are to meet up and essentially report back with any findings. Now, since this is our first meeting and we have officially met, I want to stress this to you. We do not have much information yet. Your group is essentially what we would consider a front group, vanguard, if you will. Along with a few select other groups based on talents and skills to try and get some hints that we can move forward with. I do apologize that there's not much more of that information that I can give you, but anything that is reported from other groups will be distributed to senior members and then to each of our groups from there. So, please, I will let whoever wants to hold on to this. And he's going to pull out a scroll of scribbles. So a scroll of scribbles is a common magic item. Essentially, it allows you to cast a long-range message, but with only 10 words. And it has 3 charges a day.
I should probably take that one.
You seem to be the most eloquent with words.
Yes.
So, it is not much, but if you run out of any spell slots or need a quick way to send a message to the guild, that is directly connected to my receiving scroll. Now, do not take that as an SOS, as there may be times where we cannot send someone to help. Take it as more of a way to quickly get information to the guild. I cannot guarantee your safety in this matter, nor can I guarantee any outcomes, as we are unsure of even what the land is facing.
Well, that matters not. To glory, my friends, that is what awaits us.
You're not very bright, are you?
No.
Alright.
I was smart enough to get out of the bar fight.
He has a point.
Again,
He
friend,
also
if you could speak up.
technically started it.
He has a point.
But, go ahead.
No disrespect or anything, but if there's problems like this in Drake, in Creek, in Batet, in Tyler, what's the need for all this secrecy? I mean, granted, I understand the league's a big thing, but like,
We are trying to keep our movements under wraps. If this is done by, let's say, a common mortal, we don't want them understanding our movements. We're trying to keep this as under wraps as we can to try and prevent as many variables as we can.
not to be hands, okay?
So we're trying to keep our poker face, as I believe people from your side of town would understand.
Yeah.
But I am not sent here to force you into this. I know each of you have your reasons for adventuring, some money, some fame, others glory, and some your own. So, if this seems too much of a risk, please feel free to bow out now, and it will not be a negative view on you.
I believe you all know where I stand.
On 2 feet.
Mm-hmm. You, I like.
I mean, not like I got anything going on.
That sounds fun.
I will
I'm
do
up
my
for an
best.
adventure.
I'll do my best to help.
You shall do more than your best. You shall help us all with this endeavor.
I go.
Well, in that case,
Just a whimper.
are you okay?
Yes.
Do you need assistance? And my hand's gonna begin to go with lay on hands.
I'm okay.
Okay.
You might ought to hold back a bit. She's apparently very fragile.
Oh, the way you were moving around the bar, I would have thought that you were stood here. That look.
that case,
We can
I
test that
shall.
later.
Yes. In that case, I shall report back to the guild and let them know that you have accepted this task. Now then, per the guild's requirements, we would like you to sign the team contract. This just ensures that our filing is up to date, and for any costs or expenses that may incur on any heroic actions. And as he says that, he's starting to pull out a fairly lengthy piece of paper and sets it on the table.
I'm picturing the never-ending scroll, or is it more like the contract in The Hobbit, where it just kind of unfolds?
Kind of like the contract in The Hobbit, just kind of, except it just rolls out and then eventually stops.
Oh dear.
Here, and he pulls out.
Is there a
His inkwell pen.
TLDR version?
Essentially, it is just us understanding that you agree that you are a team, and if there is any major criminal acts, that each of you understand that you take the same responsibility as your party. So keep each other in line.
I'm guessing that's a slide of hand check you did on me.
Yes.
Okay.
Like he grabbed the pen. Can I slide a hand check it out from him?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we just roleplayed. I was like,
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like,
If you want to automatically fail it, you can.
oh no, I'm roleplaying. I'll
All right.
feel that. Yeah.
yeah. Just,
All right.
All the better for our wonderful audience.
just let me take out the pen.
I like you.
So, as the pen gets passed around and everyone signs,
Yeah, I signed mine. Then I hand it back. I hand it back to the ministers.
I do not sign this.
What's a nice pen? Didn't know if you wanted it back or not.
Do you not want to
Oh,
give it to you?
I thought you said it already got passed around. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm just
yeah,
so-
just take it like mid-sentence.
Like my hand's just over there,
I
just
just
pointing
want
at
to
Linus,
thanks.
just.
Bye.
Perfect. And he grabs the pen back from Evangeline.
Thank you.
And as the last signature is signed, Asair uses the end of the inkwell pen to prick his thumb and then draw a line with blood underneath it. And with that, the lettering begins to glow a dim but bright yellow light as the words disappear from the contract and the contract rolls back up.
Well, that's one way to seal a contract.
Nolan, don't worry. It's just basic legislation. And as it rolls back up, it out of existence. It's a syndic scroll.
Ah.
It basically goes back to our bureaucrats in the office. I do not envy their job.
Nobody likes paperwork.
My mother does.
She's a strange woman.
She is. Oh, but I love her. Wonderful mother. Could not ask for a better cow.
No, it's Minotaur. That is what.
That
Oh my god, it's just...
Now then, I shall take my leave. Your choices are, as I've stated, you can begin making your way to Drake, Tyler, Batet, or Creek.
well,
It appears we have some discussion ahead of us.
we do.
And starting from Slayfast, I would recommend, if you wanted the shortest trip, to go to Drake. Or if you want to trek along, I don't know if either of you have a monomobile, or any friends who might be able to. And monomobiles in this world are essentially cars that run, think almost like Model T style cars, but they run on magic fuel cells.
So like cars from Fairy Tale.
In essence, except they don't directly connect like an IV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, you can either insert it, or you can essentially burn a spell slot to help fuel it.
Okay.
The higher the spell slot, the longer it'll make the car run. For instance, a level 1 slot allows a vehicle to run for an hour. level 2 lets it run for 2. Then from there, each level above that will multiply the previous by 2. So level 1, 1 hour, 2, 2 hours, 3, 4 hours, so on and so forth. If you have the funds, you could probably rent one. But the fastest area right now will be Drake. Again, the guild won't necessarily be able to reimburse you much, as we're trying to keep this under wraps, and a very select few in the guild themselves even know this is going on. So, please keep this to yourself as best you can, unless you are speaking to an official representative of the guild.
The monomobile, is that the self-driving carriages I have seen? Ah, okay.
But at this time, I shall take my leave. If you should have any questions, please don't be afraid to message me. Or if you get near a monophone, don't be afraid to ring me. And he pulls out a small piece of parchment. Here is my contact information for my direct office. If I do not answer, I'm more likely out, but my assistant should be able to get the message to me.
Noted.
So,
What's a monophone?
Sentence now.
Oh,
but, again, please, just keep yourself safe and watch each other's backs. Even the guild, we do not know what's happening. But, and with that, he's kind of heads towards the door, putting on his helm. We shall get to the bottom of this, as it is our guild's motto to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
here, here.
And he opens the door, shuts it, and everyone give me kind of a perception check.
Okay. You fail me, you're going back to jail.
Hard.
Is that perception?
Yeah, 20.
Hey!
The second.
Where was that? Where
The
was
second
that?
player, not 20.
We need somebody at home to start keeping count of who's
Anyone get below a
20s.
13? Okay, we're not able to necessarily hear this, but just as the door is shutting, you hear the bartender, "You didn't break anything, did you?" And Nasir goes, "No, we did not. Good day," as he leaves. Hey, Linus!
What?
Y'all about done in there? I'm about to start charging you rent for that room.
Is he,
Be up in a second.
is he that much of a stickler for these sorts of things?
I mean, he's a businessman.
Fair enough.
That is fair.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and open the door for everyone else. And
As y'all are leaving, Evangeline, you'll clearly hear the voice. No matter whenever it talks, it can't necessarily hide itself from you. But as your connection is still there,
Wait, we're still connected?
It hasn't
For
been
an
an hour.
it's towards the tail
Wonderful
end.
thought.
This is essentially right as the spell's starting to fizzle.
Mhm.
But you're going to hear a voice in your head.
Yeah.
That was a neat trick. But do not enter our head again without permission.
Do I still hear her in my head?
No, it's directly towards.
It's, yeah.
Okay.
It's, you can, essentially, she can direct where the voice
Okay,
goes.
okay.
Or like I can send it out to everyone, basically.
Cool.
The voice kind of goes silent for a second. Kind. Maybe you aren't too bad.
He's just like looking down.
So, are y'all exiting out of the
Yes.
cellar,
Yeah.
or as you come up, the tables have kind of been brought back. Some of the patrons who were hanging on the outside walls have kind of moved back in to order new drinks. Yes.
Is the Karen's purse still
Oh,
like
no.
in
No, it's been removed. You can assume that it was taken by the police for.
I half expected to be hung above the bar place now as a trophy.
My wall.
What trophy? It destroyed his wall.
This Karen
If anything, it's a wall trophy at the police station.
Sure, there you go.
knocked out a whole mercenary by itself.
Well, my
Should have
friends.
got tinsel.
I was about to say, y'all
And
do
Barbara
hear a
insurance.
siren at this point as slow to react since this is more of a dangerous area. But y'all do see an ambulance, Manamobile, outside.
What is
As
I'm gonna run a second because I've never seen one before. I'm gonna run and check it out.
so
Don't get hit.
so okay, as you
I know how
move,
to look both ways across the streets.
are you carefully moving around to not bump into tables?
Of course.
Okay. Listen, bull in a china shop.
That's offensive.
You represent that.
I resent that remark. Hey, I
You
resemble that remark.
resemble that remark. Resemble that remark.
So as you are running out, you see what looks to be a human and a drow stepping out of the ambulance with what looks like a stretcher, as they are picking up the unconscious mercenary who his friends have kind of been like keeping him company, and sitting him on the stretcher and then going back out to the ambulance monomobile, loading him up as the sirens start whirring back up. It's kind of like an old-fashioned siren, as they're still working those out at this point. So one of essentially the assistant ambulance driver is rearing a horn that's making the noise. As they take off and people kind of step aside, it kind of gets stuck in some of the potholes and muddier parts of the street since it's not as well kept in this area. But eventually they drive out of sight and make a turn.
What a fascinating machine.
I'm going to be at the door and I pull out my loot. Well, you should have got tinsel. You should have got tinsel.
And barber.
And barber insurance.
So, as you kind of hear a familiar voice that causes you to look down.
In a non-looking down my nose sort of way.
Were these your friends you were looking for? As the group of you now see two centaurs, young-looking centaurs coming up, but their equine half is a little bit more stocky and short, as instead of looking more like a horse, it's a donkey centaur.
John, Molly. Perfect timing. Did you see that wondrous contraption that just went down the streets?
As John speaks up, yeah, that's a monomobile.
Look, I know that you guys, came from the big city, but you have to remember, I came from, the small little monastery. We didn't have a lot of those contraptions.
We've seen like 6 of them.
But that one had a horn and a noisemaker.
And Molly's just going, can we just go now?
Yes, we actually have our destination. Which reminds me, come inside. There are some friends I want you to meet.
More friends?
Hello.
Yes. Speaking of which, I'm going to...
I like how Victoria.
Yes, this is first one. This is Victorine. Victorine, allow me to introduce you to John and Molly Greenhill. They're my wards.
Nice to meet you both.
John, sup? Molly, hello.
I'm still working on our matters.
Got you.
How long are they gonna be with us? The last one's only lasted a few weeks.
Hopefully a little bit longer than that.
Oh, tough crowd.
No, that's what you're thinking. Now what you're thinking. I go, speaking of, and I'm going to look down to our bunny friend, it's like, what is your name? I don't believe we exchanged pleasantries earlier in the bar.
Tim.
Tim?
Tim Teacup.
Tim Tika. Very nice to meet you. I am Rose.
It's massive.
Yep.
Hold on. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, if you're ever in town, don't be a stranger. Are you friends with Linus?
Soon to be.
Oh, okay. You would know Tim. He's like a 6 days a week regular, 7 on a normal week.
Take care of yourself, Tim. Stay out of trouble.
Well, I'll try. You take care of yourself. Don't worry, he can get short with people sometimes. And starts hopping off.
I got that one.
He's like 2 inches taller than you are, so he's short like himself.
Wait, he's taller?
2 inches taller than
You gotta take what you
the
can get.
halfling.
Well then.
Your ears are floppy.
Yeah, that's not what your mama called. Anyways,
John, Molly, don't repeat that.
you know we've heard these jokes in school before, right?
What are
Mama
they,
jokes are very
what are
common.
they teaching kids these days?
Not necessarily teaching. And Molly's just gonna put a hand on John's shoulder and go, "It's not worth it." You're right.
I just go to the two of them.
Hi. Are you stealthing up to them, or are you
Yes,
just
I'm literally just.
roll stealth?
I'm literally the one that just comes
I'm
up.
gonna come up behind Victoria and just whisper.
That's an out one.
All right, die roll.
Okay, so you got 2 already.
Yes. I'm monopolizing the die.
Please do.
You're just
That's
like
all
the giant
mine.
dice.
4.
4. Okay, yeah. So you do kind of like almost like shadow up to them. Everyone else can see you, but you end up startling John, who like Molly sees you and goes, "Hey!" But John startles in. What's your AC?
16.
16. You are just able to move out of the way of a mule kick. Does this one have to come with us, Rob?
I just go. Hello. Please don't try to hurt me again.
Well, don't. You don't
They're on the
sneak up on a horse.
I didn't sneak up on you. I walked towards you.
Rob, does he have like? And this is John talking.
Yeah.
Rob, does he have to come with? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Does she have to? Well, you're pretty well covered
Yeah,
up.
I'm
on
like
you.
covered.
Yeah.
You can like barely hear my voice.
So it's a thing of
Yeah.
You don't know?
androgynous at
Well,
this moment.
Yeah.
She is actually contractually obligated at this point, yes.
Well, my apologies for misgendering you, ma'am.
No problem. I'm
Molly
gonna
goes.
like walk back.
Molly's like, you couldn't tell by the way she walks.
You might have to be careful, dear. That kick probably would have been ugly.
Yes.
Can attest to that.
Just. I saw it.
Well, who's that one?
That's
As John points to the cleric.
It's like, oh, that is the Evangeline. She is a grave cleric. I didn't know such a domain existed. Only heard rumors.
We need to get you out more.
Yes, that is why we are here.
Yeah.
Well, among other reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't seem too much on the street smarts.
You really
This smart.
To be
smart.
completely
Very
fair,
sheltered.
I was raised in a monastery, not unlike some other monk guilds. You know, the group of minotaurs not taken kindly with some of our past exploits if we were to sit inside of a city. So we did have to set up our own castle, as it were, thanks to a generous benefactor out in the country. So a lot of these, and I'm looking around like in the street lamps and stuff like that, it says a lot of these we simply do not have. We still use torches and messenger boys and such in order to get around, you know? Monomobiles and, what was it called, a monophone? Monophones, those are unheard of at my monastery. John and Molly, they may be, you know, significantly younger than me, but they are much more experienced in the world.
Again, we really have to get you out more.
Well, we have a destination. Do we set out today, or do we go and,
Well, first we need to decide where we're going.
Well, you gave us enough money to get groceries, but you should probably get supplies for the road.
that is what I'm thinking. I mean, we do. We are going to the closest one, are we not?
Are we?
Are we?
We've never been to Slave Fest before. Does anyone know Slave Fest? Or do we need to ask some locals?
No, I'm from there.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard, and this is John talking. You heard the question. Was there a good supply shop? And Molly's gonna walk over and go, "We need to work on your anger issues."
Yeah, there's a couple around here. It's nothing too fancy. Not like you're gonna find in, some of the bigger towns, you know, instead of mechanics, but yeah.
The one you're gonna take them to,
Uh,
are you gonna take them to the one that has the two very interesting brothers?
yeah.
Okay.
Is this okay? Out of character. Is this a moment where I need to go and send the kids inside to let them rest, and then I go out so I can experience the world? No. Okay.
Well, and John speaks up. Lead the way.
Aye.
So as they're walking off, I'm just gonna be like, "Ah, such wonderful children. They don't complain about having to do the errands. They just do as they're told. If only their father could see them now." Then I'm gonna turn and go back into the bar.
Yo, big man, you coming?
I figured I would get other preparations underway,
Like what?
like finding lodging.
It sells beer.
Oh, there's not an inn attached?
That's my room.
Don't get mad at me. Is it for rent?
I don't know how much you paying.
Depends. How much is it?
How much is my monthly rent?
Well, firstly, hold on.
Monthly rent.
All right. So, because the rounds were needing to be made for cleaning and stuff, even the bartender's moving around.
Yeah.
You know you can't sublease, right? As he heard you from the other side of the door.
Well, I suppose that answers your question.
Yep. Well, well, do you need me to join?
I mean, do you want to take and pick out your own supplies?
I kind of go and look at John and Molly, and I trust them, but I'm like,
The bartender at this point is opening the door and goes, "Listen, I can understand that y'all are needing to figure out what to do, but could you move so my patrons aren't afraid?" And you kind of looking around, you can kind of see some who look like they were about to walk in towards the tavern or to the bar, and then go the other way because they didn't want to go past the Minotaur.
oh. No, I'm just like, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna take a few steps. I was like, yes, lead the way.
I'm just gonna awkwardly just shuffle.
Thank you.
Just do that awkward
And Linus,
What?
as you're kind of a little bit down the road,
no, like silence.
I'm gonna give you a 1 month extension to get me 3 months rent.
Alright.
Alright, 1 gold should cover everything. I'm giving you a discount.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Just consider it a favor to your mother.
I'll turn and walk off.
And so, patrons now being able to walk through the door without having to pass a Minotaur, going in. And if you take a look back, you can see a couple of them lock eyes with you and immediately dart into the building.
I'll be at the very back. Just
It's
like
alright,
I'm-
big guy.
I'm short, but I just tapped him. Just
They're there.
not even that. Just
Oh, it's not even a
Come on,
comfort.
come on. Just
Wait, give me an insight check.
Inside check, okay. That should be pretty good.
That rolled crazy.
Yep. That's a 19.
You get the sense that it's Strella trying to ask you to move.
Oh, cool.
come on.
So, it takes a bit, roughly about 5 city blocks. But with Linus leading the way, you get there without any issues. Let's see here. Okay. Y'all do hear what sounds to be, from one of the nearby apartments across from the shop, a marital spat going on.
The bard.
You always take my mother's side! Well, maybe if you were as pretty as she was!
Oh, he did not.
That boy?
And that's about where it continues on from there. Do y'all go into the building, or are y'all stopping and gawking at the marital
Oh,
spat?
I'm sitting there like,
I'm locking.
I'm basking in the tea. I'm like,
So as y'all enter,
Yeah,
anyone
sleeping
grabbing the
in the
gawking
tea.
bar?
sleeping in it.
Anyone grabbing the gawking bar to bring them in with y'all?
I'll do it. Alright. You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll grab the bar and be like, come on, let's go. Let's go, we've got places to be.
She's just dragging me, cause I'm not that strong, so I'm just like, ah. But I'm wanting to watch the tea.
The tea will probably be there by the time we're done.
No,
So
it
as
won't.
As you're essentially dragging your feet, you do notice what looks to be a small, like chest, like dresser chest, get thrown out the window. As the door shuts behind you.
Oh.
You're welcome.
And as y'all enter, a bell does ring from over top of it and rings again when the door closes.
Am I gonna have to duck when I'm in this establishment, or is it high
Actually,
ceiling?
these doors are... This frame is about a double door frame. Like, you don't actually have to lower your head at all.
Oh, reminds me of home.
I feel short.
The merchant shop is actually, it's pretty spacious. It looks like most of the goods are kept behind the counter. Think of kind of like an AutoZone where they have the shelves behind the counter filled with all the different stuff. There's a few things out front, but it's mostly like really cheap goods, like in-season vegetables or fruits or something like that. But it doesn't look like anybody's at the counter as of this moment.
Call out. It's like, hey, Eddie, you here?
What was that again? Sorry.
Are any of you here?
Okay, I thought you said, "Hey Eddie, are you here?"
That's what I heard.
I was like, "Well, you named one of them." All right.
Makes it easy on him.
Yep.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I'm just looking around.
Welcome to our establishment. And as the curtains kind of move from behind one of them, most of you would be taken aback, as this is kind of a newer race to have been brought on by the weave itself. But your very first interaction is thinking, that's a Yeti. As this very large body Yetkin comes through the door. What can I do for you? And he actually towers over you by about 1.5 feet.
Yep.
Why are we here again?
And it has, he's wearing a leather apron over, looks like cut off sleeves and a simple brown pants.
Oh, greetings, shop owner. We are here for some supplies.
Well, you've come to the right place. What can I get for you?
And I'm just gonna list off, rations, bedrolls, whatever stuff that basically we don't already have, that kind of thing.
Okay, you planning on traveling?
It seems that way. That is where work is taking us.
Work? Y'all don't seem to look like you come from the same job.
I'm just gonna go up and throw up.
Linus, are these your friends?
Yeah, more like co-workers right now. They're from the Adventurers Guild.
And as Linus is explaining,
Yeah, no, I'm just like secret. Just
Yep.
Adventure Guild friends.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, well, with how your friends are acting, is this a hush-hush situation?
Maybe. We don't know yet.
Maybe. Alright.
just go.
Wait, killing goblins is hush hush?
Give me a deception check.
I'd like to make it. I'd like to help on just going.
Okay, roll with advantage.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. How's an 18 do?
Just under a 19.
Damn it!
Sure. Goblins. Is that what we're going with?
Just. I don't know, man.
Linus, you know you're fine with us.
I know.
Is that what we're going with?
You want
Everyone else is shaking their
Me
head.
and I are just together. Just,
Victoria's just.
the Minotaur and the other one shaking at the same time.
official story, yeah.
Alright. So, goblin slaying. Fun.
Can you put us your guitar riff? Not heavy metal enough.
No.
We need some provisions.
Here, hold on. There you go.
We need some stuff. We're gonna be heading up to drink.
Oh. just love living there. Anywho, alright. Well, we can give you the basic, which includes bedrolls, 5 days of rations each, as well as a healer's kit for 2 gold.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll pull out 2 gold for that.
Something I just thought of. Do you happen to have any just run-of-the-mill cloaks?
Cloaks.
Yes.
Aye!
What was that?
He's yelling to the back.
Okay.
What do you want? Do you have any cloaks?
Is that common?
I think barely.
It's missing half the value.
Whoa, we a tailor? Fair point, fair point.
Alright, I'll ask somewhere else.
Well, it's a good thing to ask, because we might have.
It is always a good thing to ask.
Anything else? As he's taking the 2 gold from Roll.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking give me a cloak just in case.
Hey, we ain't got cloaks, Linus. That's literally what we just talked about.
Sorry, I was trying to keep count gold.
It's okay. You know the seamstress down the road.
Ah, yeah.
You don't still owe her money, do you?
No.
Alright, she was royally mad.
Yeah, I remember she chunked a fucking sewing machine at my head.
She's a very strong old woman.
Yeah, they like that.
I kind of want to meet this woman now.
Alright. Oh, and the other Yet kid
learn
comes
her
through the
craft.
back, holding like what looks to be a bigger sack to y'all, but to them it almost looks like a coin sack as he's putting it on the counter. And it's like a big backpack sack that has 5 bedrolls, essentially tack bread rations, and then a healer's kit that's kind of set on top of everything. Is there anything else? I just asked them that. They did not say yet.
I don't think so here.
John and Molly are in this store, right?
Yeah, they're just kind of sitting in the back watching all this go down.
Okay. I don't know if they were like looking and seeing if there's anything that caught their eye or anything.
They already got groceries,
Okay.
so past that, it's just getting the rations done.
Fair enough. Believe that's everything.
Alright. Everybody good?
Yes.
I brought my own supplies. Yes.
Okay. Alright. Thanks, Eddie.
No problem, Linus.
Take care.
You'll take care.
Gonna try.
Good luck with Sheila.
I take it I just walk out.
And just follow Sheila.
You're heading to Sheila's?
Anything that you wish to elaborate on?
Besides the fact that she chunked a sewing machine at my head, no.
Fair enough.
I suppose we should try
In
to
fact,
be
it's probably gonna
courteous.
stem on you. Just kidding.
I'm just gonna be like silently. I suppose we should be courteous.
Well, then we should
We
probably
should
let me do all
always
the
be
talking.
courteous.
I was gonna say, I'm always
I don't know,
courteous.
she's not really in the mood for bullshit.
What?
John and Molly just start laughing.
I just paused.
Ha! I got you.
That was great.
And even the Yetkins are kind of laughing as y'all are leaving out of the establishment. At this point, whenever you get out to the street, there's a chest, a dresser, a bunch of clothes everywhere,
Now I really want to know.
mattress, and like a dog that's like just laying on the mattress.
Well, hello, little one.
Do you approach the dog?
Yes.
Oh.
It stands there. It's a French bulldog.
Oh.
It just starts sniffing your hand as you come close.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
I rolled its personality already.
That's a 19.
19. All right.
Nice.
And sniffs your hand and lets you pet it.
Hello.
And then it immediately stands up and decides to relieve itself as it leaves.
On the mattress.
Yep.
Lovely creature.
Alright.
Trots off. So,
Okay.
next destination is Sheila's.
Yes.
How nice are the clothes, though?
Do what?
How nice are the clothes all over?
Oh, on the ground?
Yes.
About subpar to average.
No.
But considering some of them landed in muddy puddles and others have been trampled on by just regular foot traffic, none of them are really in good condition. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there for a bit and just prestidigitation the clothing. Okay, the ones that were kind of sitting in safer spots have been cleaned off. The damage that's already been done to it is still there. The ones that are in the muddy puddles, you
Wait, do I
prestidigitation
have
them, but
mending?
the muddy water still stains them.
Nah.
We did our best. They did their best.
We did our best. That's all that matters.
So, as you continue down, it's only about 3 blocks from the Yetkins.
It's worth it.
Still want to know what's going on up there.
And this one has a smaller door and about a medium-sized creature door.
No, they didn't.
Am I going to be able to fit in there?
He just stares at the
That is a good
You can
question.
fit through the medium door.
I'm worried about the inside of the shop, though.
Oh,
Maybe?
you would, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and open the
You've
door.
seen the Yetkins kind of have to bend over, but they can fit in there.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I can fit in there. I should be fine then. Okay. So yeah, I guess we go in.
Yeah. I'm gonna take in the. I open the door for Roteman's like, after you, sir.
This one actually has a nice little chime that hits off whenever you open the door. Kind of just a simple
What a marvelous invention.
ding, ding.
That's a chop.
What a wonderful melody.
Just walk past that.
As you walk past, if you look at it, it's actually almost like a what's that instrument called? It's a music box where you
Oh, the wine
Pluck.
box.
no, where you pluck the
Oh,
metal strands.
Kalimba.
over. Kalimba, yeah.
yeah.
Essentially, as the door hits, it specifically hits those notes.
That's lovely.
It's a little artificer trinket, essentially.
Oh, what a marvelous little contraption. What will I think of next?
That's very lovely.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes,
Yes,
there is.
hello.
As you hear the shuffling of what sounds like wood across wood, and as she begins to climb up, the first thing to peek out is very tall green ears. My name's Sheila. Nice to. And as soon as she starts scanning across and sees Lioness,
I've got money.
you said that last time.
I've got money. I
As,
hold
as y'all can fully see her, she's a goblin.
I hold up my coin purse and I like jingle it. Like, I got money this time.
So you got my 5 silver?
Yes. And I'll pay you a gold for your trouble.
Fine. And she outreaches. She's a bit older for a goblin. Life expectancy of a lot of races have kind of gone up with the advancement in artificing. So goblins who normally only lived for about 20 years are now living well into their 40s.
Oh wow.
So,
So she is ancient
over
compared.
over 100 years worth of technological growth from original artificy to now has basically helped a lot of races adapt to living longer lives.
What was the wood shuffling across wood sound?
As you come up closer, it's a little step stool,
Oh, okay.
so she can actually greet people at the counter
Oh.
at their height, most of them being medium creatures.
She threw a sewing machine at you? Impressive.
Thank you.
It's like Rote does not mean that like with a hint of
Oh,
a
yeah.
mouse or anything.
No,
He's
no,
like
no.
This lady is freaking cool. I like her.
Oh yeah, she can tell it was a compliment. I'll give you a discount, dearie.
Ooh.
What can I do for all of you inliners?
I'm just, I came in for a cloak.
Okay, that is, what, material or, what price range are you looking for?
Nothing super fancy, just something.
Here. And she flips up a wooden panel that was on the counter and pushes a button. And you hear whirring of gears
Oh,
as a belt-fed hanging rack essentially starts bringing out sample designs of cloaks that circle around the front of the room.
That's
Thank you.
very handy.
I learned a bit of artificy through my ears.
Okay, I'm getting dizzy from watching all the close spin.
You see some that are made of silks, others that are made of thick cottons, others that are a little bit on the cheaper end as far as the materials go. There is some wool ones. There are a couple winter designs, but with it being the middle of the summer, there's not a whole lot of options. And it just kind of circles through different floral designs. Some have simple one colors, some have a plethora of colors. Just about anything you can think of.
Okay. Victorian eventually comes up with like a color that's close to his vest, and it's not super cheap, but it is like on the cheaper end.
Okay, are you wanting it to be all season, or do you want it to be a nice breezy one for the summer we're in?
All season would be wonderful.
Okay, that will up the price just a bit. What material would you like it out of?
Silk sounds
Silk.
wonderful.
Okay. That should be, I should have that done. I can tailor one of the pre-mades if you'd like, if you're in a hurry.
Are we in a hurry?
At this point, I believe we can leave tomorrow.
Alright, then no rush.
Okay. Then I can, if you'd want, I can tailor one. It'll make it a little cheaper. Or I can craft you one from raw materials, which will up the price a bit, but it'll be specified to its design.
Yeah, we'll do the second option.
Okay. That will cost you 4 gold for the material and work.
Alright.
Does anyone else need any clothing or external clothing?
I'm gonna look back at John and Molly. Are they just sitting there like, I kind of picture them just immediately just pulling up like the teenage angst hoods.
John kind of already, had his cloak up, and Molly just kind of looks like, are we done yet?
So they have what
It's
they
the
need.
middle of the summer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's the middle of the summer, you just see a
They were
person
already provided by
covered.
their father.
Okay.
I would also like to get another cloak, multi-season, but may I get mine in a dark blue?
Multi-season dark blue, I can do that. What material would you like it out of? As I asked the actual seamstress in real life, what would you like the cloak made out of?
Jesus.
Now you've got her actually thinking.
Boy.
We'll come back
silk is
as you
very
think
good.
of it.
Silk
Would
is
anyone
very
else like
good.
food?
She's touching all the materials.
She does ask, would you like me to bring out the material samples?
Yes, please.
There's a secondary panel she pulls up, which causes
This
another
makes me so happy.
line of materials to come out.
I've got Joanne's flashbacks.
Oh, you know of my sister. I have a brother named Michael.
This makes me so happy. I can't tell you how
Did
happy
your parents
this
meet
makes
at the Hobby Lobby?
No, they met at Wally.
I'm like handling the fabrics.
Am I still dirty from the sand?
Presentation.
No, I was gonna say at this point you would have been in a better climate.
Yeah.
And that guy waved Sheila down. It's like, I probably need a new cloak.
I've got the money! Okay, as long as you have the money.
I even put the gold, like, the gold piece on the counter already.
Okay, that's the one you owe me.
I already gave you the one I owed.
That's the one you owe me.
I already gave you the one I owed you.
And you just did, yes. That's for the repairs for my sewing machine.
You chunked it at me!
Because you deserved it.
I really like this one. I like this one.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I had to put my hand out just to be like, piece of.
Well, yeah, just
Okay, would you like a simple one?
All purpose.
You're lucky you don't cost a lot in materials.
I was gonna say, shouldn't his be half off?
Shouldn't yours be twice? I take and
Don't worry, I'm giving you the discount.
would it be possible for you to forward that onto him? Because I actually do
No.
not need a glove. Oh, I tried.
No.
Without hesitation, as soon as you, before the finishing of the sentence, no.
No, I tried.
all purpose. You know my colors.
Okay, and material?
Something breathable but weather resistant.
Okay.
You know me,
So
I'm
you
not
want it all
flashy.
seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Linus. Just stroll up.
I'm just looking around.
Nothing to see here.
If I could, I would have been with the centaurs right now. But they didn't. But I just snuck up on them.
All right.
Not in the good graces right now.
Has
And I hold out to it like, may I have silk and wool, please?
oh, okay. So you want more catered towards winter weather.
Yes.
Okay. And
I'm so glad.
anyone else need anything before I get started?
I'm good.
Okay. Yours will be 2 gold.
I give 2 gold over and
What? No haggling from the bard? Out of character.
He likes this one. He's not going to try and cheat this one
For now.
for now.
For now.
I think that's... Did it do? Okay.
All right.
As the chat is calling her, she is Goblin Edna.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
You're amazing!
No capes.
Only cloaks.
Only clothes.
Only cloaks. I don't do capes. Only functional clothing.
Biggest problem about trying to find a cloak.
I can make you one.
But I don't want to cover them up. I worked hard for these.
No, it would allow you to accentuate.
He works his horn quite often.
I could.
You got me there.
Are you single? I like my men a little beefy.
Right now.
I'm just gonna walk away. No. Don't want
It's
to hear
okay.
this. Don't
I
want to
don't
hear
mind
this.
if you're a little horny, dearie.
Don't want to hear this. La 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 la. No. Don't
John
wanna
and
hear
Molly.
this.
John and Molly are just losing it in the background.
A match made in heaven. I just took a sip of water too.
Rose is as flabbergasted as I am right now, so I can't.
It's okay, honey. I'm used to leaving men speechless.
I like her.
I do too. She's lovely.
Something in wool. Make it this color, and I kind of show my neck with the red.
I wish she could.
I really want her to come.
Most
with us.
certainly.
And yellow accents.
Yellow accents?
Yellow accents.
Okay. Well, with your initial discount, that will be 5 gold for cost of materials of your size.
Fair enough.
Or, if you get drinks with me tonight, no cost at all.
Would you be willing to watch John and Molly?
I look over to John and Molly just.
Bro, no. Like John's speaking up, like not even trying to keep it so. Bro, no.
Do
Bro,
it.
no. Please.
Do it.
Molly's like,
Please.
bro, please.
They're looking at the reptilian eyes just glowing
children. Do not worry. I will share an important lesson about this later.
What? That you're going to get freaky with a goblin?
I will teach you 2 lessons later.
We're just gonna go now.
And then I'm just gonna look at Roll.
Toodaloo, children.
I will be
They
responsible.
kind of just step outside.
And then I'm just gonna go up and just go like, I will be responsible. And then I'm gonna go.
Okay. We'll finish up here in just a second as I'm being told.
Someone in chat's for it, though.
Of course someone in chat is for it.
So, we'll go ahead and start from here. All your cloaks are starting to be made. As a matter of fact, you notice as she opens up the back cabinet, there's actually some semi-automatons working on these, as they look like simple arm mechanisms, but they're able to thread this needle and yarn essentially masterfully.
Are they the ones that are cutting the fabric? Because that is, speaking from experience, that is the.
Yes,
Is
it actually
there,
took
Ashley?
me. It actually took me roughly 10 years to perfect them.
They are amazing.
And I'm a one-person outfit, so it makes it a lot easier to take orders. I don't have to worry about paying them. Because some people are better with their money than others. Linus. But anyways, about that date.
What bar are we going to?
There's actually a really nice one about 7 blocks down the street.
Was it the one we came from? Or was it a different one?
The direction she's pointing, you will get the hint that yes, it's that one.
Oh, well, we're perfectly then.
You know exactly where it's at.
Hearing all of this,
And she kind of steps up a little bit more onto the counter and goes, "All right," as she runs her finger down your pauldron.
And
We'll
he's just
call
like,
it a date. At sunset, we'll meet.
just suddenly picturing over to inside Rose's head.
So,
Oh, what the hell did I sign up for?
No, Linus, I wouldn't mind you coming around more if you brought friends like this more often.
Zane, you okay over there? What? Does somebody want to enlighten Rose? Oh, Lord.
So, at this point, y'all are free to kind of
I'm not sure.
find lodging
Yes,
at this
I was
point.
about to ask about a rooming situation.
Linus, you would know of a decent inn that doesn't have bed bugs. Actually, roughly across the street from Sheila's.
Oh, you mean we don't get to be roomies?
Well, if you're looking for lodging, there's the one across the street that, essentially...
Y'all dirty up there. Y'all messed up.
That's my job.
Yeah. Look at the bar. Look at the bar. That one.
And you're the one with the date tonight.
Yeah, apparently.
The paladin!
How the hell is this? Okay, paladins are charisma casters. So
They are charisma-based casters.
You
Yeah,
are
do
a
you have my character
very
sheet up?
odd
Do you have my character sheet
minotaur.
up?
No, I'm good.
So,
Yeah, I came from good
Sheila
stock. you know.
does-
Apparently.
So, Sheila does explain the Inner Cross is kind of like a studio inn. So, since it's on the cheaper side of town, there's not really like a fancy room setup. Essentially, you have an open room that has basic cots that can accommodate up to like 6 people for about 2 silver a night.
Oh,
And that
so we are
includes food.
roomies.
But if you want to get more expensive lodging, you can go to Central Town. Just keep following the road. Linus, you would know where it is. It's near our town square. You would start to get to more ritzy affairs. Just depending on what you want to pay.
I'm gonna kind of like sneak a look back at John and Molly, and I'll be like, "Well, we are fixing to be on the road, sleeping on the ground. I, for one, would like a very nice, soft bed beneath me."
I'm gonna look at back then. I'll take care of y'all.
Oh, joy! John pipes up with Molly going, "Oh, it wouldn't be the first time we were left with strangers."
You see your eyes just go a little brighter.
Oh, that's unsettling.
Alright.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
mu-
Unless one of
how
you
much
two
are
ladies
rooms
would
over
like
there?
to accompany me to
It depends on which one you stay at. It can cost you anywhere from roughly 5 silver a night, including a meal, all the way up to roughly 5 gold a night, including a meal. And it varies from room to room.
I'm gonna go and pull up
But
5
if
gold.
you need a place to stay,
One moment. Here's 5 gold. Get them their own room, preferably with their own beds and with food. Bring me the change. Awesome.
the best part about being an artificer is my tech is very
No,
sturdy.
no.
I believe this is something we should discuss over drinks.
Sounds good to me, beefy.
Mm-hmm. Please don't make those kind of jokes. Those are rather insulting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Understood. I'm not doing the snap of oi, you know, like we were going at you earlier.
So with that, we all head towards more of the expensive lodging in town, or
I'm gonna go across the street.
okay.
Well, wait, did you tell me to go to an expensive one, or did you
Yeah.
tell me? Okay, so
Yeah,
Alright,
I'm gonna go towards the children.
because I don't know how much it's going to feed those two, because I know they're in their teenage years and they. I was gonna say they eat like a horse, but that'd be a little insulting.
About to say beefy.
Yeah.
If you guys are gonna go, I'm gonna have Linus, like, you know, guide me there. But I'm gonna go to the children, and I have the gold, and I'm just gonna pocket it. You guys are coming with me tonight.
Molly's gonna pipe up first and go, again, that's unsettling. John's looking over at you like,
Don't worry.
I won't miss the second time.
it's fine.
Just, you won't miss. Okay.
Was that encouraged? Because John's gonna immediately look over to Rote and go, Rote!
No, I'll just be like,
What you leave me with?
I'll take good care to make myself known.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna go walk past them. Linus,
Hi.
Rote, are you sure about this?
I am very responsible.
Rote, are you sure about this?
I mean, I can leave you with the grave cleric instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes.
John pipes up, yes!
And you wanted me to take them to the center of town?
To the nicer of one, yes. Make sure they both have at least their own bed, and make sure they get fed.
Alrighty, I can do that.
Awesome.
Just, were you guys
See if-
staying there as well?
I mean,
Since
I
we are-
wouldn't mind that.
Since we are going there already, we might as well.
We
No,
might
it's
as
a trip.
well. And we can split. We can kind of save costs and room up.
I believe the term is called slumber party.
Yes.
Molly pipes up when you say that and goes, is it okay, Rote?
Of course.
Fuck yes.
John goes,
You may pay for your own room if you do not wish to.
that,
I will
okay.
keep going.
I've already paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're splitting it all
I
together.
take in the.
Yes, we're splitting costs.
Yeah, I.
Yes,
kinda
but I am
like-
insisting that they go and they have at
Here,
least
hold on,
their own
guys.
bed.
As
Sorry.
y'all having this conversation.
I take and kind of like as they're saying, you know, freaking out about slumber party. I take and I walk over to John. Like, I just kind of reach out a hand, like, guy's name.
So to John.
Yeah, to John.
So you're like reaching up to like
Yes,
his thigh.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
no,
fist
it's
bump.
fist bump.
Oh, the fist bump. Sure. And fist bumps you back.
Alright.
So, all right. So here's how we're gonna do this from here on. You do find your eventual rooms. For the about the mid economic ones that have decent rooms, soft beds. You're looking at about 2 gold each. Not much goes on in the upper town whenever you get there. You notice there's a lot more police presence, just kind of keeping the peace. So, with everything going on, y'all meet back up for your slumber party, your guys' night, and your date. here's how I'm gonna do this, just
Do
for
I-
expedience.
Do I have a choice in how this date goes?
We're gonna roll performance checks.
Oh!
Don't worry, you will get to pick outcome, but it's
Okay.
still. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be
Okay.
like, you get a nat 1. Too bad you're sleeping with a goblin. No.
Okay.
Nice.
No, it'll just be how each night goes. So, for the 3 of you, choose one person to roll a flat d20. You'll roll a flat d20
Who
for
has
you
had
and
the
John,
best luck? I will
and
say
roll
it
a
has
flat
not
d20
been me.
for you and Sheila.
Okay.
Flat D20 without the performance bond.
Actually, no. Add your performance.
Woo,
Add your performance.
yeah!
Oh, I know who y'all are rolling with then.
Uh-huh. That's a 27.
Was that a 1?
Hey.
Natural 1. Pass the die roll.
Listen here, you little shit. There are the numbers between 20 and 1, okay?
Well, hopefully it brings you up another 1.
Better be a 20.
Oh. God. For those of you watching, this thing, it's heavier than it looks.
16. All right, so
Plus performance or without
it's a flat d20 on the
Gotcha.
die roll.
Gotcha.
So the night seems to be going awkward for you. There's points where you're like kind of in the conversation, and others where you can tell Sheila hasn't had a date in a while.
But
But
neither
luckily
have
you're
you.
able to kind of steer it back to, no pun intended, steer it back to being more of a friendly term date.
For everyone in the chat, I fully intended to be a perfect gentleman. However, certain oaths that I took don't allow me to have those kind of relations before marriage, so...
So,
Not Nash.
Lioness, how's the guys' night going?
Not great at all. We're growing up in the orphanage, Linus, he was around other kids, but he didn't really know how to be a kid.
What'd you roll?
4.
So you go, guys' night, and you figure, okay, who's the best to have around the kids? Eddie and his brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Poker night.
As you go over,
Poker night with a kid.
Eddie's the first one to pipe up. I don't think poker's a good thing for kids. We have Parcheesi.
But Yanni's
And then Eddie's brother pipes up, Parcheesi!
Yes.
Come on. We don't get to play Parcheesi very often. Come on, kid, you want to play? Well, I guess this is better than being with that weird-eyed woman. Parcheesi. Parcheesi. Parcheesi.
Linus just says this 1,000-yard stare going on.
Meanwhile,
How's our
Oh,
night
by
going?
the way, because of our allergies, we can only have water. Don't worry, it's nice and room temperature. Parcheesi.
Suddenly that date with a goblin doesn't sound so
If
bad.
it's possible for Linus to get lower.
You do, so
He's doing that.
you shrink a little bit lower, but Eddie actually looks over and goes, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I know it might be a kind of a tall table for you. So he actually puts like a pedestal underneath your chair. Back up. So, as the guys' night's going on,
Eddie.
you're welcome. We now go to the slumber party. What was the roll?
20 fucking 7!
Alright, so there is fingernail painting going on, there
My
is
hair's
raucous music, there is floral hair braiding from the different plants that are around the room.
Oh, Molly's having a great time.
Room service has brought up a plethora of different food items. There's a joyous amount coming on. Like there's some times where like people will come by hearing the fun being had, and like they'll ask what's going on and ask to join in. Like some of the younger girls who are like slumber party.
Absolutely.
And
Come
then
on, yeah.
You even you get a knock on the door. It's kind of a heavy knock.
I'll take this. Yes, hello.
As you open it, it's a very hairy individual, like very tall, about 7'6".
Mm-hmm.
About the same color red hair as Roll, but with more bottom tusk than actual like horns like a bull. You would recognize this person as a bugbear.
Hello.
I heard the noise from down the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll keep it quiet.
I was wanting to know if I can join.
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect. My name's Sarah.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. I'm Victorian.
Nice to meet you, Victorian.
And Sarah comes bounding into the room and sits down.
We got another one.
I haven't had my nails painted in years.
Well, let's fix that, darling.
Yeah.
Just awkwardly just holding her fingers just...
It's okay, darling.
I've never had this stuff before.
Oh, it's okay.
She's still covered in everything. She's still covered in desert wear. She hasn't taken it off.
She's actually going to look over to you, and
I can show you how it's done.
And
Awkwardly just...
she grabs the nail paint and almost as if like from a profession, pulls out the nail polish and just effortlessly moves it across your nails, sets dry it, and then designs it with this swirl of tie-dye of black and green and blue.
Ooh, pretty.
Thank you. My dad showed me how to do that.
I like it.
I gotta get this Sarah to go and do my horns.
Don't worry, someone else will do your horns if you keep it up. Anyways. So, as some nights come to a close after an amazing night of Parcheesi,
Parcheesi.
others end
Oh,
with
hell, Parcheesi.
All hail Parcheesi!
innocent and friendly peck on the cheek, and others kind of don't end until closer about 4 in the morning.
I am tired.
We will call it a close on here as each of you get ready for the following morning to head out to drink.
Alright.
Yeah.
And we'll call that here for the night. Thank you all for watching. We greatly appreciate it. And normally I would like to lead this out just by ending it here, but I wanted to say thank you to everyone who came to watch, and thank you everyone at the table, thank you players, thank you Zane, the mood tech man.
I'm not doing too well.
It's all good.
Just practice.
Thank you all for stopping by and watching, and as we head out, let's hit that intro one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in, you losers!
D&D, baby! I could have sworn I left that other D4. Here we go.
Hey guys!
Fireball.
Hey, how's it going?